Happy Math Mondays and welcome to the basics. I hope everyone had a good first week of school. Everyone's working, should have some homework by this point. And if parents, if they say they have no homework, you give them some homework. All right. So let's talk about some unit pricing. I know all the prices are going up in the stores, and like I said, one of the good things to do with your kids is when you're in the store with the children, if you see something that's 2 for $5, ask them how much is one. Simple things like that will keep them interested in the math. All right, so today we're just going to talk about something, unit pricing. Unit pricing is basically if you buy a case or a pack of something, how much is one? A unit can be anything. In this case that I'm using, it's going to be one bottle of water with a whole case. So I saw a sale at Market Basket. There were 3 cases of 24 for $11. So it's just a simple question. How much is one bottle? So that way you can compare. When you know unit prices of things, you can always compare because you'll know how to see what one is. All right? So let's get into it. So there was 3 cases of 24 for $11. Simple question. How much is one? Is one bottle. One bottle. All right. So first, we have to do a little multiplication here. If we have 3 cases of 24, we can add 24 plus 24 plus 24, but we usually multiply, and that's it. Multiply is just a quick way to do addition. Where is my eraser? Give me 1 second. All right, so first we gotta find out what's the total amount of bottles for $11. All right. We should all know how to do 3 times 24. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. Then you add the 1, 72. So that's 72 bottles for $11. Now, when it can work also for weight. We can do this per ounce too. Each bottle is a pint, and every pint is I believe the bottle says 1 pint or 16.9 ounces. But we'll just see how much a bottle is for now. So again, if you were buying some grapes, if you've seen grapes for $2 a pound, you would take the grapes and put them on a scale, and if they weighed 3 pounds, you would multiply 3 times 2, and then you know that you'll be paying $6 for 3 pounds of grapes. But this is where we're doing the reverse when we try to find the unit prices. We're trying to find out how much is one bottle when they give you that price per case. In this case, they gave us a price per 3 cases. You know, we could do that too. I could say how much is 1 case since there's 3 of them. But we're going to find out how much 1 bottle is. That's what we did the 72 for. So remember, it was $11 total. So we would have to divide $11, which is the total, by the 72 bottles. All right? Always make sure you have things in line when you're doing division. You can also write it like this: $11 divided by 72. But that's the way you would see it on paper. You can't really work it that way. This is the way we put the total in the house and divide it by the divisor. By the way, this $11, that's called the dividend, if that's the technical name. And the answer, that's called the quotient. Just a little review for with the word. So you should try to increase your math vocabulary also. All right. So who remembers how to do long division? Or maybe you don't remember, maybe you're doing this for the first time. That's fine. The more problems that you do, the more you get familiar with it, you'll get better. Just take your time and understand what you're doing first, and your speed will come next. Do not rush through these, especially if you're learning this for the first time. All right? So 72 cannot go into 11. So that's where we get our 0. Understand what this means. This is dollars, and this is dollars, but it's not $0. So we know we're not paying $1 already. We're already starting that. So how many times does 72 go into 110? Well, let's see. If we double 72, that would be 144. Okay? So we know 2 times 72 is too much. So therefore we already know that it's 1. Okay? So 1 times 72. You line it up with the number that you line everything up in the same column, and then you take 72 away, and you get what's left. Okay, so 11. Well, we start from let me rewind this. Okay, so 0 take away 2. We would have to borrow to do that because there's not enough. So when we borrow, we turn the 11 into a 10. And we turn the 0 into a 10. 10 take away 2 is 8. And 10 take away 10 take away 7 is 3. All right? So when you do the long division, this number here should never be equal or greater to this number, because that would mean we would have to multiply by something else. So the first check is it got to be less than the number you're dividing by. All right? So that checks off. Now, in order to keep going into the next column, this is the 10th column, this is the 100th column, we would drop the 0 down, and now we put 72 into 380. Now let's think about this for a little bit. When you're doing long division, you have to use your math common sense. What I mean by that is, first thing I check is say, okay, 72 into 380. I know that 72 times 10 is 720, okay? So in my head, I keep that in my mind. So if I cut 10 in half, okay, I take 720, okay, I have 360. So in half, that's 360. So I know 72 times 5 is 360. That looks just about right, just by kind of just doing that in my head. So 72 times 5, I will put the 5 here. This is the hundreds column, and look, we already see that that's a 15 cents. Well, let's carry this on. Let's do the math on the side. 72 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36. So the total is 360, and we just take the 360 from here. All right, 380 minus 360. We should be able to do that. And I had at this point, if you're in the 4th or 5th grade, you should know that that's 20. All right. So we wouldn't even have to really go any further, but for the sake of doing this problem in long division, let's go another digit to the next column, so we can round up or down. Let's see if we could keep it at 15 cents, or we round up. So let's add a 0, drop the 0. How many times does 72 go into 200? Well, let's go back. If we double 72, that's 144, right? That sounds about right. So 2. So in order to, for the sake of unit pricing, we would just say, we already know it's 2, we would just say that's 15 cents. So whenever you see an equal sign, like just an equal sign, and it has a squiggly mark on top, that usually means that was rounded. to 15. So one bottle was 15 cents. So hopefully that helps. You can use this to compare prices and see if you're getting a better price. You know, so that way you know exactly what you're paying for one bottle of water. All right, so I hope you guys have another good week. I'll see you next week at Math Mondays. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the videos. And please discuss this with your kids. Kids, discuss this with your parents. I'll see you next week.